is really important for you? Because the last time I went away, a good mate of mine got stung with a massive phone bill. You're going to say, yeah, fucking glad I did it. I'm glad I rolled the dice. Not the threat of a Franklin. Chavez Jr. either. He didn't get him out of there either.
Is that the benefit to you of being on DAZN and not on Sky, that you have the flexibility to do something like this where you can literally just put a show on a Wednesday night? You know, on Sky maybe you've got football, you've got rugby, different things.
Of course. I mean, that's the benefit of being with an OTT platform and a streaming platform. Where, you know, obviously there's multiple streams on the platform. You still don't want to, I mean, you know, you never want to clash. The clashing problem with DAZN for boxing is more the international shows, of which there are so many shows now live on DAZN. His balls on the line and said, I've got a hunch. Easy. And I want them to have the same work ethic as me. I want them to, it don't matter if you're not good enough. Like, you can't take one round the side of the head and kind of stumble over and then get up and then the ref calls it off and everyone's booing because it looks ridiculous on him. Do you know what I mean? So you almost want to go out on your shield, but going out on your shield is so dangerous. So look, I really respect, and listen, he's making a lot of money and of course that's part of the decision, but he's actually up for the challenge and I respect what he does. I respect his preparation. He has improved a lot, but he's in way, way, way too deep here.
Do you have a message for Jake Paul? I know you aren't close, you're not friends, but
good luck, respect. Nikisa, look, I think what they're doing in boxing is fantastic. I do feel that in spots like, and I know Nikisa didn't want this fight. Nikisa's not silly. Nikisa's not wrapped up with the hype of the team and you can do, yeah, he lost to Dubois, yeah, you got like it. Sometimes you have to just have someone around you to say, mate, this ain't a good idea. But Jake's Jake, and Jake's a maverick, and Jake's his own guy, and he's, you know, and I respect. I truly, like, he's in here to compete, and you have to respect that. He ain't going in there going, no, you know what I'll do? I'll go in there, and when I take a shot, or I'll go over and I'll just take my money. No, he's coming to win, and that might be the worst thing he could ever do.
Can you look down that lens and tell him how your man is going to beat him on Friday night?
No, because that's the most cringe thing I've ever seen, and it's not my show. What I'll say is, good luck. The whole world is watching. And listen, may everybody come out of the ring safely. And God bless to everyone.
Terence Crawford yesterday announced his retirement from boxing. What do you make of that decision?
I like it. You know, I think that Terence is just one of the greatest fighters of our generation. phenomenal talent that could have beaten so many more fighters of our generation.
It's Jonathan Agger, Fifth Pro Boxing Fans, joined by J. Leon Love. J. Leon, I seem to only speak to you on the...
Hello and welcome to Frutch on Fighting with me, Carl the Cobra Frutch, and I'm in Miami, on Miami Beach. Look how beautiful it is. The sun's shining. Look at the sea. The beach is golden. I can't believe it's December. Yesterday, I was in Nottingham on the way to the airport, and it was overcast, grey, cloudy, miserable. Actually, it was pissing it down.
It's Jonathan Agger, Fifth Pro Boxing Fans, joined by...
It's time for America to see what real power looks like.
This is the fight that shuts everyone up.
This is the fight that shuts man down.
This is the moment. This is what you want in boxing. Incredible. What a shot. It is lights out.
Greetings from beautiful Miami, Florida, USA. This majestic paradise is just 48 hours away from hosting one of the most talked about and biggest fights of 2025. And welcome inside the legendary Jackie Gleason Theater inside the Fillmore Miami Beach. This venue is 75 years young. It has seen and hosted them all, but no characters quite like the characters that we are about to meet here this evening ahead of, like I said, one of the most talked about events in combat sports this year. Hello again, everyone. I'm Mario Helwani. It is a great honor to be hosting the final Jake versus Joshua press conference from right here in beautiful Miami Beach, Florida. I feel like I've said this many a times before as I've been standing here hosting these events. Who would have predicted this? Who could have predicted 3 months ago, 4 months ago, 5 months ago that we'd be sitting here getting ready to watch Jake Paul fight Anthony Joshua in an 8-round sanctioned pro heavyweight bout live and exclusively on Netflix, the biggest streaming platform in the world. No pay-per-view required. Over 300 million subscribers. This is a real thing. About a month ago when this was announced, no one really believed it. We saw them at the first press conference. I was there. We were all amazed by the size differential. Well, here we are, my friends. It's fight week. We had a great showcase yesterday. This is the final press conference. Weigh-ins tomorrow, and then fight night on Friday. Now, every time Most Valuable Promotions and Netflix come together, this now for the third time, they continue to level up. First event about a year ago, Jake Paul, Mike Tyson. Then in July, at the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden, Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano 3, and now this fight. By far the biggest of Jake Paul's career, it's Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua. We're going to meet them and all 18 fighters, including them, competing on this card Friday night from the beautiful Kaseya Center right here in Miami. Want to let you know, Ticketmaster.com, if you're in the region, if you're in the area, there are still limited tickets available for as cheap as $50. So come on down, watch the event live. Again, if you aren't in the area, if you're anywhere else around the world, check us out on Netflix beginning at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 Pacific. All right, no more talking from me, all right? No more talking from me. Who wants to meet these fighters? Who wants to see these fighters? And what a freaking card we have for all of you. All right, first to the stage. First fight of the night. It's a 4-round cruiserweight bout. Let's say hello first to the 35-year-old southpaw hailing from Baltimore, Maryland. This is Gift Davis. His opponent, the two-time Brazilian Olympian and amateur national champion, making his MVP and pro debut from Sao Paulo by way of Bahia, Brazil. Say hello to Kino Marley. Next, an 8-round welterweight bout. We'll say hello first to the 25-year-old rising contender from East Salinas, California. Here is Justin Stallion Cardona. His opponent, MVP's Reiner from Las Vegas, Nevada, by way of Chattanooga, Tennessee. Please welcome Avius, the underdog, Griffin. All right, so how about this? 5 title fights on this card. We've got 2 big ones on the prelims, an undisputed title fight as well on the prelims. That just speaks to how stacked this card is. And so let us say hello to our first championship bout. It is a 10-round bout for the WBC strawweight world title. First, the challenger, 25-year-old contending for the WBC strawweight title for the second time, hailing from Las Vegas, Nevada. Please say hello to Yadira Bustillos. Her opponent is the 6-time 3-division world champion. She is MVP's WBC strawweight reigning, defending world champion. She hails from San Jose, Costa Rica. Please say hello to Yocasta Valle. Bantamweight world champion, a 2-weight world champion, and Australia's first ever undisputed champion in the 4-belt era.